Hey everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. I told you earlier today that I needed to do a new updated room tour, so thought I might as well go ahead and do it. That way you guys could make sense of some of the organizational tips and tricks that I put on today's Facebook Live. So I'm in our hallway. We have a child gate on there to keep little ones out. My grandkids live with me, so we've got some little crawlers with us. When you first walk in, I have my card spinner rack over here, and there's a closet right there. So there's it just kind of comes out. We have our little portable AC unit, my husband's telescope, a heater. I'm going to scoot back here. I'm going to try not to make you guys dizzy. Me and my husband share this room. I kind of laugh to myself because I'm losing that term. I'm using that term very loosely because I let him work from home in this room, but he has a very small space in this room. So that's his office. Again, he does work from home. So lots of monitors. The big TV screen that's on the wall is actually a monitor. So, and a TV. I mean, we do watch TV from time to time in here, but most of it's work. So this right here, those are some shelves my wonderful husband built me to store all my stamps. And I love him for it because it's so much easier to get to the stamps. The little cubicles down here, those are from Target. Bright Room Ideas, I think. They are big enough for the Stampin' storage things to fit in, and scrapbooking. So they do, I know IKEA sells them, but if you can't find them or an IKEA is far away, then you can get them at Target. So down here, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through all this cubbies, but excuse me, those are old Stampin' Up magazines, catalogs, some close to my heart old scrapbooking catalogs, some planners. Down there some office stuff, and in the little pull-out bins are mostly ribbons and trims, threads, anything like that. There are some machines and a shredder, paper hole puncher, and again some more machines right there. In between, so on top of that, I do have my brother scan and cut my old Cricut Expression, my We Are Memories typewriter that I use for scrapbooking from time to time, and again then my stamps. Now they're not all Stampin' Up, most of them are, and I have them sorted, and I kind of went over this earlier, but you can see there's a little tag, Easter. There's another little tag up there that says sentiments. So I do have them. There's one that says Valentine's. I have them sorted. So sentiments, Valentine's, Easter, and then it looks like spring. So I have quite a bit. Animals, flowers, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays. Again, I don't want to make you too terribly sick. Kids, Halloween, Christmas. I have all my old wood background stamps up there. And then I have my last chance stamps right there. And then I have my Stampin' Up awards right there. That is my bronze elite pen and my silver pen. So I'm gonna back up. I'm on the other side of the room now. So this is all my embossing folders. So here's a whole bunch of Anna Griffin, some Cuttlebug, some non-Stampin' Up. These are all my Stampin' Up ones. And I have these bins everywhere. These are the bins that I was talking about. Here are some of my dies. I have two bins of magnetic dies. I'm gonna have to start a third one because they're getting really full. But this is how I was telling you, all the ones that I don't put in the stamps, in the cases with the stamp, that I kind of use for everyday stuff. So like birthdays, babies, kids. I have a whole bunch of scene ones because I love to put scenes in my scrapbooking pages. Have some miscellaneous, some backgrounds. There are some nestabilities, some pennants, some banners, some tags, stars, hearts, and I just pull these out, flowers, and again, those are just generic. Okay, so here are my current ones, my Stampin' Up! Current dies and stamps. Here are the new ones that I just got that I went over in today's live. And then here is my last chance tub. And it's the embellishments, the dies, the paper. And again, I said my last chance stamps. I put them up here on the bookshelf over in their own little spot. Hi, Stella. Stella's gonna come join us and see what we're doing in here. So in this second set of cubicles, so I have a 3x3, a 2x3, and another 3x3. So, I hate to make you guys dizzy. In this 2x3, I have my hot glue, I have my little Stampin' ink pads, I have my paper that I use for my print and cut for my scrapbooking classes, because my printer is right there underneath my catalogs. And then I have some trays, some markers, some Cricut markers, some Stampin' Up! Markers. And again, in those bottom, you can kind of see in there, there's threads and ribbons. Above the ribbons, that's a whole bunch of 16 by 16 storage Glad bags, some snack bags, some ATG gun refills, some press and seal, just a lot of stuff that I reach for over and over and over. Above that is some old Cricut cartridges. And then in this 3x3, so I'm gonna start over here. These little card boxes, there's some envelopes, there's some 6x6 papers that are retired. That's how I store those. Here's a scrapbook album. All that stuff right there is scrapbooking. Again, I don't want to make you dizzy, but these are some recent card kits, or not card kits, scrapbooking kits that I offered in classes. You'll recognize them. But I store those in those Ziploc bags. And then I have a whole bunch of photo things to cut out that I put in my scrapbook pages. This is personal scrapbook stuff that I'm working on. And I have a scrapbooking thing that I can tilt up and sit on. And then these are my close to my heart scrapbooking mats. So all my scrapbooking stuff is right here because I reach for that stuff a lot. Right there is my wipes and my extra paper pouches, so I can put my pattern paper in there when I get them. This is my scoring board from Stampin' Up. Have some stamping mats. These are some stencils. These are the classes that I offered, the cutting guides. And then these two binders, I'm going to pull one of these out and bring this over to my work desk. Because again, I kind of want you guys to understand. Sorry, I don't want to make anybody dizzy. Excuse me, Stella. Okay. When I'm looking, so I have all my stamps. When I get a stamp, I make a copy of it. And like I said, I have other stamps other than Stampin' Up. So neither one of those are Stampin' Up, but most of these are. When I get them, I make a copy of the label, and I put these in here in categories. So you can see all the tea stuff's together, all the coffee stuff is together, lemonade. And then when I am searching for a certain stamp, whether it be, let me show you the categories. Hopefully you guys can read these. So Father's Day, there's a Mother's Day somewhere. I guess that's right before Father's Day. Birthdays. What else do we have? Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And then that says backgrounds. So when I'm looking for a certain stamp or a certain occasion, I go to these binders quite often. And then I know those binders tell me what order those stamp sets are up there. So hope that makes sense. That's just kind of my way of staying semi-organized, where I'm not spending a whole bunch of time trying to put this binder back up, digging for stamps. I try to kind of keep myself as organized as possible. Underneath those are a whole bunch of dies, my longer dies, and a lot of those are Stampin' Up dies. Those are what our dies used to look like. And again, those are some shorter dies, Cuttlebug, my mini Stampin' Boss, a little kids Cuttlebug, some more little dies. These are what our Stampin' Up dies used to look like. So Sizzix made them, and you can see right there, these were the peekaboo frame dies. Do you guys remember those? Some of these things I will never get rid of because I loved those. Stampin' Up ribbon. These are retired ribbons, except for that linen thread. That's just some extra gold. So if I buy more than one little pack of something, it goes in there, but a lot of that's retired. And then the rest of this is just loose ribbon. This used to be kind of in order until my grandchild went through them and just went to town. So that explains that. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate. I'm trying not to step on my dog. She is right underfoot, like always. So on this side, the back wall, this is behind me. There's my desk. So this sits directly behind me. I'm going to kind of scoot back and give you kind of an overview of this. So have some cards hanging over there on the side. Those are some old ink pads underneath that, and that Stampin' Up carousel. Just some little cutesy bits and bobs. Old buttons. A whole bunch of old inks, some punches, some old markers, some more Stampin' Up buttons on that carousel. I'll show you kind of close up here in a second. More recent cards. These are current cards from the beginning of this year until now that I've made. Okay, so on this back wall, I have embossing powders, glitter, chalks. These are inks. You guys have to remember, I've been doing this for a long time, so I have a room full. Border punches, and a lot of this is going to be non-Stampin' Up because, again, I scrapbooked before I card made, so, and these are all punches. So those are, looks like birthday, Halloween, Christmas punches. Those are flowers, animals. These are tags, labels. These are circles, ovals, squares, sorry. Whew. And then in this bottom one, we have paints. That's a lot of stuff for my granddaughter because she sits right here. She's my crafting buddy. That's her little smart sketcher where she'll sit there and sketch something. Above that is just some office stuff, and then the way I store my paper. So this is my Stampin' Up paper right here. And I have them in color families. So that's white, vanilla, beige, black, some Copic paper, some watercolor paper, some transparency paper, and then underneath that are my 12 by 12. So the top one is 8.5 by 11. The bottom one is 12 by 12. You'll see a lot of those 12 by 12s are empty because we cannot get our hands on the new two-toned scrapbooking 12 by 12 paper that Stampin' Up carries until May 6th. So the spaces are ready to go, ready and waiting. But there are the subtles, the brights, the regals, the neutrals, the end colors. And then over here, here are two 2x3s that are on top of each other, and yes, they are fixed to the wall. Those are not coming down. Again, my granddaughter sits right there, so I would hate for something to happen. This is non-Stampin' Up paper. This is before I ever, and that up there is a whole bunch of retired inks in those first two Stampin' Up. Some little things that I put in gift bags, goodie bags, some candy, and some empty containers. Some stuff I use for some craft shows. So, then on this one right here, and you guys have seen these bins several times in my Facebook Lives. I work out of these. These are my project bins. So you can see right here, this is my May scrapbooking class that I'm offering, my May card class that I'm offering. That's a project in the works that I can't show you yet, and that one's a project in the works. Right here is my paper. This is the new paper that I showed today in the new catalog. There is the Wildflower Birthday. There's the Happy Valentine, what was that Valentine's paper called? Marvelous something, I think. The gingham and floral vellum, the dandelion paper, the Easter paper, the plain paper, country lace, country woods. There is the, oh, didn't even use that paper, but the beaver paper. What is that called? I can't even think of it. What is it called? Otterly Adorable. The otters, not the beavers. Some Christmas paper, Winter of Nest, or Nest of Winter. Anyway, those are my DSP pattern paper that is current. There is some Last Chance paper right there. And then here are some, again, some Last Chance, some scrapbooking workshop kits. So there's the birthday workshop kit, the Easter one, the Be Mine, or Meant to Be, not Be Mine, Meant to Be, the Bumblebee, the Everyday You and Me. So all of my pattern paper, my DSP paper, go in those little packs, and I have them right here. These 4 cubbies I gave to my granddaughter. Those are all her scraps of paper that she can use so that she will stay out of mine. Some copy paper for her to trace on. Some little templates. She has her own little bag with her pens and her scissors and her watercolor. And then underneath there is Play-Doh, and underneath there is a Play-Doh ice cream maker and another little Play-Doh thing for all of her tools. So she has her own little bins, so she will stay out of mine. Next to me is my Big Shot, my Cricut, my laptop. These are all the things that I reach for over and over and over. So this is in front of me. This is where I sit. These used to be behind me. So those are the new in color inks. I can't order the blends yet or the ink refills. Those are the bottom ones are the old in colors that we still have for another year. Again, subtles, brights, regals, neutrals, my printer, Stampin' Up catalogs, my little caddies, so all my green glue, all my scissors, my ATG gun. These are all the tools I reach for over and over. So my tweezers, my take my pick tool, bone folders, my Cricut spatulas, my rollers. There's some, what do we call those? I cannot even remember. I haven't used them. Some blender pens, my little stapler, my crocodiles. Anyway, those are just things I reach for over and over and over. And then right here I have, next to my sweet Stella, hi Stella Bell. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? I normally have her out of here. Those are some current ribbons, all of my embellishments. These right here are current ones up front. So these right here and these right here. The rest of these, sequins, shapes, dots, gems, all of these are all old and retired. And so I have them, sorry you can't even see. All of these are old and retired. So I have them separated by category. The only new ones are right up here and right here. I have some ATG refills, some my brain has gone, some what's that called? Tear and tape, some dimensionals, some more dimensionals, some pop dots of all sizes, my little cloth to clean my pictures when I scrapbook, so I can get all the fingerprints and everything off of them, and some random little bits and pieces, my plates for my mini cut and emboss, and my foam strips. So that's all up here. On the middle one, I have all of my stamping blocks. I have my little color thing that I was telling you about in today's Facebook Live. This is for my stamp positioner tool that we used to sell, that I still have because I love it. And then down here I have my chamois, my little trimmer, some embellishments, some washi tape, all my cutting plates, there's my stamparatus, my positioning tool, and my sticky mat. All of that's down there. And then I have my trash can, a whole bunch of paper pumpkins that I will put together, I promise, and my cutting, my trimmers, my drink, and then that's where I sit. So hopefully I have not made you guys dizzy. Oh, I'm probably gonna watch this back and go, I'm so sorry. So that is my side of the room. Behind my husband is a whole wall of scrapbooking stuff. Now up there in the top containers, that is craft show stuff. That was some extra candles that I had made, some little treat boxes, some calendars. So, shh, hey, sorry, come on, can you grab her, babe? Go to Dad. Jeez Louise. And that is why she does not get to... Stella, out. Go. Come on, go.
Go.
Thank you. That's why she doesn't get to come in here for my Facebook Lives. We are in the front of the house. There's a huge bay window right here. So she sees everything. Even though it's dark out there, the girl will hear things and sees things, and she's our protector. There's her little food and water and her little bed, because when my husband works during the day, this is where she's at. So I'm going to try, again, I'm trying not to make you guys too dizzy. There's my painting that my wonderful nephew made for me, Mr. Jackson. Okay, again, I just spun around. I'm sure I'm making you guys so dizzy. So on the top are all my scrapbook albums. These right here are Tabitha's. That's her wedding one. These are Kyle's. And then these are Braden's. And then I have a couple of family photo albums. There's all my Stampin' Up old retired pattern paper. And then here is just non-Stampin' Up. That's Halloween and Christmas. That is boy paper. That is girl paper. And that is season. So there's winter and Valentine's, Easter, all the Christmas, Halloween, all the seasonal stuff. So, and then in these plastic storage bins, there is more paper, seasonal paper that I have split up. So winter, Valentine's, Easter, 4th of July, summer, wedding, baby, girl, boy, birthday, or family, birthday, school, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, food, words, cowboy paper, suede, fibers, specialty, vellum, glitter, shiny, metallic, and pearlescent. So I kind of have all my specialty papers sorted, and then in the second row of clear tubs I have stickers, embellishments, chipboard, letters. So I have those again: winter, Valentine's, flowers, Easter, 4th of July, vacations, anniversary, weddings, baby, girl, boy, general, birthday, school, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, food, gems, chipboard, letters. My husband has a little cubby, one little cubby, just to put a couple, like a diploma thing and another little sign thing. So in these baskets, which that one is turned around, okay, these are what I use for my photos, when I go and take photos of cards and stuff and post them. So that is winter, Valentine's, Easter, spring. Here's just some general, those are some markers from Easter, but some flowers, my little log thing that I use, a little wood tray that I use. So just some photo prop stuff. 4th of July, summer, that one is fall, Halloween, and that one over there is Christmas. So, and then in the bottom, I have these kind of pushed back because Stella sleeps here, but I have some treat boxes, some coffee cup stuff, some more little treat boxes. Here's some whole bunch of pizza boxes that we used to carry. A lot of this stuff is treat box stuff. Here's some tissue paper for the treat boxes, some more templates and stuff. And that one, we have a whole bunch of clear bags and packaging that I use all the time. And then this one is a whole bunch of clear photo album protectors. So that is that wall. And I think I have showed you guys everything. So hopefully I didn't make you dizzy. Hopefully that wasn't a very long video. I can't even see a clock on here. But that's it in a nutshell. And I hope that helps you make sense a little bit of, again, what on my organizational tips and tricks that I showed this morning on how I just make things a little bit easier for me. I would show you this closet, but my daughter is kind of using it. So I have some bins and some storage there, but then her clothes are back there and stuff, so her dresser's in there. I gave up some of my storage. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys, again, are having a fabulous weekend. That is the 3rd Facebook Live video today. I think I'm calling it a night. It's 10 o'clock. All right, you guys take care, and we will see you next weekend to make that graduation card. Bye.